Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks for watching. What's on the menu today? Well, we're going to be making meatball sandwiches. I'm going to be using both ground turkey and ground beef. And of course you can use one or the other if you'd like, but I just wanted to kind of break it up a little bit. We do eat a lot of ground turkey, and so I feel like sometimes my grandma gets a little tired of it, so I decided to change it up a little and add some ground beef today. So I'm adding also an egg, just one. It's going to help it to keep it a little more combined, and then add in your barbecue sauce. We love Sweet Baby Ray's, but you can use whatever you like, and add some ketchup and just give that a good mix. I did also add that packet of onion dip mix that you see off to the left side, so that's also in here. I'm pretty much making this the same way I make my meatloaf, so they're going to be like little mini meatloaves. This is the way that I usually will make my meatballs. I will only use turkey most of the time. I've been trying to kind of split it up with pork and also with beef. My hands are frozen right now. Does anybody do that? Like, do you have to take a break when you're mixing your meat? I have to because it's way too cold. I'm impatient and I don't let it sit out very long before I start handling it. So now you just want to take a spoon and make a little meatball shape. Now, when you make meatballs with just beef, they will shrink down. So just keep that in mind if you're using only beef. When you're using only turkey, they won't shrink down very much. So you can make them, like a decent size, and they'll stay that size. This time I made them kind of in between because I'm using both beef and turkey. I wasn't sure how much they were going to shrink down. So we're going to find out together. Now with your oil of choice, you just want to add a liberal amount to the pan because you're going to cook the meatballs on the pan first, and then we're going to be placing them in the oven. Well, the toaster oven, not the oven. It gets too hot. Are you crazy? Now you just want to line all the meatballs up in the pan. I did this very neatly, and then I had so many meatballs left that I ended up just kind of shoving them in there. So you don't have to place them this neat in the beginning. You can just kind of toss them all in there, honestly. But I was just doing it because it looked pretty. So as you can see, the meatballs are holding up pretty well. I'm not being too gentle with them and they're not falling apart. You can definitely use tongs and not a spatula if you'd like, and that can help to turn them a little easier. But I was just worried that I was going to squish them because they were still pretty soft when you flip them. Now I'm just going to take all these meatballs and place them on a baking sheet. These are going to go into the toaster oven to continue to cook. I really just wanted to brown them on the outside. I have just thrown meatballs right into the oven, but they fall apart like that, and maybe it was because I was using turkey meat and it does slide around a little bit more than meat, like beef, but I don't know. I found that I really liked the way that they came out when I just brown them on the stove and then throw them in the oven to continue to cook. And then it freed up the pan that I needed for the sauce. I added about 4 garlic cloves, maybe 5. And I'm adding now some beef bouillon, and that's just gonna flavor it a little bit more because sometimes it can need a little salt and that can really punch it up. And now I am just adding in the pasta sauce. This is basil that I'm adding in as well. After giving that a good mix, you just want to add the meatballs right back in. So this is from the toaster oven. They've just been sitting off to the side now, and they're ready to go back in and get nice and warm with the sauce. Again, I did this one by one, but after doing it one by one and having all these meatballs, I should have known. I should have just thrown them all in there. And you can definitely do that. Just slide them in there and then throw the sauce right over top. I bought these breads for another video that I'm going to be posting soon, so stay tuned for that. And they were so delicious that I bought them again and we made these sandwiches. And they're actually really perfect because they're big enough and they're wide enough and they're pretty sturdy enough to hold all of these meatballs. Now I know that these sandwiches have regular cheese on them, and these are not for me. We have a lot of people in the house, so these are for my kids and also for my grandmother. Because I do have a dairy allergy, I will be using my lactose-free cheese on my sandwich.
I cooked mine too crispy.
I used the toaster oven to toast these little guys up, and a couple of them got a little too toasty, only because I walked away from them. That was totally my fault. But, you know, I'm going to eat this and my grandma's going to have one. It's not as toasty as mine, okay? But you could see it's a little stiffer. But whatever, it was fine. You know, the meatball and the sauce, like, it really softened the bread up and it was just fine. If you've never seen these rolls before, they're called telera. I hope I'm saying that right. Telera rolls. I have it right here. And they are Mexican bread. You can get them like at your local Mexican market. And I got these at El Super. So they were really inexpensive too. You can buy them by themselves like singles, or you can buy like, you know, like a pack of them. So I did buy like a pack of them and then bought some singles on the side. And of course, you know, Luna will have nothing to do with that. So this pizza is for that girl. I know it seems like I'm doing a lot of back and forth, and that's kind of what I am doing. I do a lot of multitasking, and I think that's just kind of what you do as a parent, not just as a mom, but as like a parent, period, you know. You have a lot of plates that you have to keep spinning, so that is why sometimes moms get the burnt toast, you know. There is that saying if you've not heard it before. I hope that you try this recipe. It's really easy and it's super delicious. Anybody that you choose to share it with would be really glad that you did.
11. 1.
There you go.
You're welcome. Bye. You're welcome. Here you go, Grandma. It's kind of crispy.
Thanks for watching.